Well, hello there. Short talk across the street in a minute with the old guy. Thought I'd take a look at this sunset on the way home. I wish I would have made it home about 10 minutes earlier, but well, that's the way it goes. It's a little after 5 on a Wednesday, and I sure like them colors up there. It's one of them nights where I can feel there's a change in the weather coming. I don't know how to describe it, but I did look it up on the Google thing. Weather forecast. Winds are going to be gusting up around 40 tomorrow. The last 2 days have been just so beautiful, it's been hard to believe. I was talking to a guy the other day, and this morning at 8:30, I took my jacket off. It was just a beautiful day. And I thought, boy, this is November, I can handle that. And can't really see because of them darn trees over there. So I'm going to move over to my right a little bit, if I can get across the street in one piece. Yeah, I like looking at sunsets sometimes. It's, I don't know, relaxing, I guess. And them golds and yellows, or whatever they are, sure are nice. Got a lot of oranges and stuff. And most of the lighted up stuff is right in here, or lit stuff, I guess we'd call it. Had another day over there on that remodel job. Today, after almost a month of being in there, we found out for the first time where the appliances go. Well, that's nice to know. So I had to move a drain and a gas, and we had to reroute the waters. Those studs are just butchered up. I mean, it's been crazy. I ran that stuff like 3 or 4 times in there. This lady's driving me nuts. But she's a nice old lady. It's just, can't get any answers out of her when you need them. Oh, you get plenty of them after the fact, that's for sure. Golly. Why did you do that? Well, because you didn't tell us nothing. So anyhow, enough complaining about that. Sitting here thinking today, and I thought, oh, hey, there you are. Look at those eyes. These glasses are really funny. I was talking to a guy today, and I said, well, you know what it kind of reminds me of? Some little kids. They used to have these kind of goggle things for kiddos when I was young. I haven't seen them in years and years. They're little goggles like that strapped on tight. So when a kid got in the water, it wouldn't get the chlorine and stuff in their eyes. It was probably a good idea. And it reminds me of that. I told the guy today, I said, I look like a little kid getting ready to go swimming here, you know what I mean? But anyhow, short talk in the park today. Let's change the title. Back from short talk across the street. I've just been thinking about this stuff today that I've been listening to, Russell Brand and others. And I mean, we've got what amounts to a carte blanche surveillance state emerging here, which means that any information they want about you, whoever they are, they can get. But if you want to do some, surveillance on them, on the powers that be, hey, who thought this up? Whose idea is this? Who's being paid? How much is the government in debt for this little trick or whatever? And the Chinese are big into this surveillance thing. They got facial recognition, and they even recognizing now your stride, how your gait as you walk, and all this stuff is like, I got to thinking, well, maybe we should surveil them. You know what I mean? I want to hear the secret meetings where it was decided that this was somehow constitutional, that this somehow coheres with sound practice as understood in the American system. No, that ain't gonna happen. It's a grasping for power, and the whole idea of tyrannies is that they can't control your hearts. They can't control your desires because nobody wants it. Nobody wants what they got. And so what they do is they just squash people. In China, you can kind of see how it works. China's a mess right now, and it's getting worse. They're talking about gearing up for war in order to help their economy. I thought, man, they must be hanging around the Democrats. But so they reported the other day, third quarter growth for GDP in China, 4.9% in one quarter. Really? That's almost 20% annual if you do the math. No, their numbers are entirely made up. They have no connection to reality. They're just making it up. I'm going to see if I can zoom in on that. I sure like that color right there. Look at that rascal. Ugh. That's what I came here for. Yeah, it kind of gives a sense of depth too, you know. I sure like looking at that stuff. So I'm just sitting here thinking, you know, the U.S. is trying to build a surveillance. The U.S. is trying to get involved for some stupid reason in a world war with Russia. Gee, that makes tons of sense. And the so-called administration is doing what they can to stir up trouble around the world and make sure that the U.S. is, I mean, we're already broke. Let's face it, they haven't got any money. And so they're going to go spend more money on another war. What? And the U.S. Powers that be, they have the same brain set as I guess all the people do. Look at that. Look at that. That big red thing. I sure like that. Shoot, I could look at that all day. Well, maybe not. But anyhow, the Chinese are just inventing reality as they go. Their unemployment rate in some areas for their youth is over 45%. I mean, they're just a mess over there. And so they're talking about them gearing up for war again because, well, wouldn't it make sense to go fight someone else on their turf and take their stuff? I'm just darkening it up a little bit. That's too dark. That isn't what it looks like here. Huh. See, I'm going to go lighter. Nah, that looks like ugly. Okay, so anyway, the lighting is just wrong. Hey, stop that. That darn thing. It moves around by itself, that little light sensor thing. Okay, now that's pretty close to what I'm seeing. Pretty close. So anyway, you guys, I hope you get some time tomorrow. Go out and watch a sunrise or a sunset. Take 5, and just remember, you know, everything's kind of rolling real fast. Everybody's trying to bundle things up for the end of the world, I guess. And making all this crazy junk. You know, who knows where this is all leading, but I'm not going to live a life of fear. I'm not going to live a life of, oh my gosh, what are they going to do? What am I going to do? No, we'll begin by saying that the great King and Maker, He has ordained these days, and they're for our good somehow. And we must learn to grow in them by giving thanks in all things, according to Scripture. At least at the minimum. I mean, there's more that we can do than that. But anyhow, just thought for a day. When the world's trying to frown on you and give you all kinds of weird junk to pollute your brain with, just reject it. You don't need that stuff in your head. I'm trying to figure out how I can get across the street. You don't need that junk in your head. You can do better than that. And the truth and the sanity of the prophets and the law and the 66 books. Set that stuff in your heart. Meditate on that. I listened to about a quarter of the book of Jeremiah the other day. I'm going to listen to some more tonight. And just let it soak in. Let the word soak in and remake you. And then the new you that emerges over time is equipped really to deal with these things. To deal with them faithfully, honestly, and to confess, I'm not in control. And so, have a good evening and get yourself some good food in you. I just went and had me a nice little dinner and kind of ate early, but now I'm going to sit down and goof off. Still haven't decided whether I want to go to prayer. I feel so strangely tired today. Didn't really do a lot of work, but that's what happens when you're 65, I guess. Nobody warned me. Actually, a lot of people did, and I just wasn't listening. You have a good day.